to go, GNCC Racing!
Welcome to round 6 of the 2018 AMSOIL Grand National Cross Country Series, the X Factor Whitetails GNCC in Indiana. I'm Jason Wygant here to give you the call. Second annual event here. Last year a mudder. This year it should look perfect, as it did at our previous event. Here's the AMSOIL race recap of the Camp Coker Bullet in Society Hill, South Carolina. Down early is Josh Strang. Good battle up front between three of the big hitters, Ricky Russell, Thad Duvall, and Caleb Russell, who grabbed the early lead. And as often is the case, Caleb Russell and Thad Duvall would break away from the rest of the field and make it a two-rider duel for the win. Thad had won the previous race to end Caleb's win streak and was looking for 2 in a row. And for a while, he was looking good to do it. But on this rough, sandy racetrack, Caleb returns the favor, retakes the lead. Thad would not give up. The Rockstar Husky rider chasing the FMF KTM pilot all the way to the end. Watch this battle out in the field. Several looks for Thad to pull the trigger on a pass. Couldn't quite make it happen. Caleb Russell would go on to take the win, and these two who grew up racing each other get to bench race about it with good sportsmanship there at the end. Here are the results courtesy of Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com. Ricky Russell third. Here is Caleb Russell.
Brutal day. Got a great start. Didn't quite get the whole shot, but Thad got it right on the outside of me. Kind of bummed about that, but you win some, you lose some. But man, the track was so brutal. I don't remember ever being this physically demanding. We've been here, you know, three years now, I think. And first year was muddy, second year was really good, and man, it was hard pack, square edge, and just beat you to the bitter end. I mean, it was brutal for sure, and Thad was riding really good. He kept me honest all day, and just stayed focused, and was able to get it done at the end.
Well, you know Thad Duvall is going to be chomping at the bit to this time turn it around and get the victory for himself today. And who else can break through? What about the Baylor brothers? Ricky Russell. They've all been riding fast this season. Maybe Josh Strang, a retro win. It's been a few years since he's gotten one. They're fired up here in Indiana. Let's go. Ricky Russell leading them into the first turn, but Baylor is going to lead them out of it. So a good start for Stu Baylor on the Teely Energy Racing KTM. Ooh, almost comes together. Ricky Russell trying to run it around the outside of the Yamaha and get him back. Great battle for the lead early in this 3-hour extravaganza. Looks like Caleb Russell into third and right into their dust. And we go back to the line, XC2. This is your 250 class. Lots of young riders in this one. 2 strokes and 4 strokes allowed, as long as they're 250s. Mad rush from the outside. Does not quite work. Looks like Liam Draper there with the white fenders on the Husky. He's got it. No! A big rush. That is Joseph Ferraro getting the hot cams hole shot. Blue turn 2 just to get to the hole shot stripe first. He's been shoved back to third. And now Zach Nolan in turn 3 just crushed that corner, and Nolan goes into the number 1 spot. Nolan out of West Virginia. Looks like he's going to lead them through the fields and into the woods. Back to the line for the FMF XC3 class, 125s. Yeah, Jason Raines, former frontrunner in this series for the overall championship, 40 years old. Coming out of retirement to race this 125 class, and he nails the whole shot. No, they're going to give it to Jesse Ainsley, who just blew right by Raines. So Ainsley gets the Wiseco Whole Shot Award in this FMF XC3 class. It has been fun to watch championship battle. Ainsley's been good. Teagarden, Raines, Cody Barnes. A lot of young contenders and one old vet, actually senior age champion in racing terms of Raines. Yamaha's new star these days is Ricky Russell, and he has the lead right now overall, leading Caleb Russell and Stu Baylor. Then it's Strang, Grant Baylor, Corey Buttrick of the KR4 Husqvarna. That, I believe, was Jordan Ashburn coming through in the beta. And Trevor Bollinger. Where is Thad Duvall? Wow, terrible start. Or maybe a mistake early, I would imagine it was for him. And Caleb Russell looks to have taken the lead along with Stu Baylor right behind him. And now Strang. So Ricky Russell goes from first to fourth. Hang on to that thing, Stu in second place. He's all over the place, hitting these rocks. It's hard to figure out exactly where to go on lap 1.
The AMSOIL GNCC series on Racer TV is brought to you in part by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, get ready, and Monster Energy, unleash the beast.
Stu Baylor, the new leader here at the X Factor Whitetails GNCC, has taken the lead from Caleb Russell. Always good to see Stu finding his stride. He is so fast. The raw speed absolutely is there to mix it up with Caleb Russell and Thad Duvall, who have won all the races this year. Let's see if Stu can hold it all the way to the end. Ricky Russell comes by. I think that was Duvall next. So let's see if this is Strang, who's lost a couple positions, flip-flopping there with his teammate. And there's the beta of Ashburn still in contention. Stu making the KTM look good. Caleb closing up just a bit. Man, it just looked like great conditions and great dirt. We raced here last year, and the race was a complete mutter, so no one really knew what to expect today. In the dirt in the more preferred condition, Ricky Russell and Duvall still third and fourth.
That's fine.
And Stu still in control. Couple of different lines through that water crossing, almost motocross-like when they get out of it. Try to wheelie over some of those big bumps. Yeah, Stu hanging in there. Every time Caleb gets close, he's able to answer. Whoa, that a silt berm there or what? Got to be careful in these long races. It's so tempting to go and blow those berms up and go as fast as you can, but you can clog an air filter room and you do it several hundred times over 3 hours in those field sections. Ricky Russell still third. And still plenty of time for Duvall to try to make a charge here, but we have not seen it yet. Man, Stu, just really like the way he looks today. Very fluid. Bike seems to be working well also. I'd say he was a little smoother through that section than Caleb was. Wait a minute. Stu gets off the motorcycle. He was riding a brilliant race, and now he hands the lead over to Caleb Russell. Obviously, not to be polite, there's a bike problem. Oh, man, he was riding so well. And it's over like that. Duvall, well, I was about to say take second, but Stu's going again. I wonder what happened. Actually, the report is foot peg problems there. Maybe they just had to hammer it out. But he's gotten it fixed, apparently, or he's riding with only one good foot peg. But he's back in the hunt, but now for second against Duvall. Let's see if these riders can put on a push and try to keep Caleb in sight. Well, that's pushing, there's no doubt. Here comes Stu. He's going pretty well. It is crazy to see the pace that that these riders can run with trees very close on either side. They just ignore it. Here's Duval. That lap traffic going to play a factor here, no doubt. Thad's going to have to hope that someone slows Caleb Russell up a touch. Listen to him revving the engine, trying to tell, oh, the lap rider comes all the way across the track and impedes his progress. Taking advantage, Stu Baylor. Closing back up on Duval. Oh! Oh no, he was just looking for a better line. I thought Caleb was about to tuck the front and crash. He actually just discovered better off hanging a hard right. Man, Duval's riding well, but Stu Baylor hanging with him everywhere, and now has a chance to make a pass. That line a little too slick, a little too muddy, couldn't make it happen. Man, these look like really nice conditions to ride a motorcycle in. You cannot say that about all of these events. Some of the tracks look great, but we certainly had our share of mudders, and some are just so darn rough and brutal. Well, maybe it looks like fun to ride for a few minutes, maybe not for 3 hours, but today it's kind of a nice all-around mix of terrain. Will it work well enough? So Ricky Russell, I think, has taken third away from Baylor. Will it work well enough for any of these riders, Baylor, Russell, or Duval, to make a run at Caleb Russell in the lead? Through the pits we go. Looks like they're telling Duval to stop. He's getting gassed up. Ricky Russell is into the Ampro Yamaha pit. Thad is out. And it looks like Stu Baylor's about to dismount. Maybe they need to do more work in that foot peg area. Yes, they are, as a matter of fact, working on that. And I love it. The riders, it's one of the hardest things. You notice that Stu was a little hesitant, didn't grab that bottle when he was first approached with it. Obviously, you ride better without a bottle hanging from your teeth. You also ride better without taking sips from the drink system that the riders have on their backs. But sometimes discretion, the better part of valor. You have to admit you're going to ride maybe with 95% concentration on the riding and 5% concentration on getting a drink. Might not be the way you want to do it early, but you will be glad later on. Otherwise, you'll start cramping in a 3-hour race like this. So, got to take the water when you can get it. Got to take breaks and save energy where you can. Although it just seems so difficult if you're in the position, say, of Thad right now. You just want to go as fast as you can and track Caleb Russell down. Same thing with Baylor. He wants to track down Thad. And many have said, first hour of the race, you feel fresh. You don't bother drinking, then you start cramping up, and then it's too late. You cannot dig yourself back out of that hole. So everyone has water on them, but it's not enough for 3 hours, so they try to get a little extra to drink in the pits. Oh, wow. Thad, nice job at the top of that hill, lighting it up. Caleb Russell is on rails now. Everyone pushing hard to get to him, but he's able to maintain that cushion. Every time Duval gets away from Baylor, Baylor gets right back on him. Great action here. Second and third, but it's not going to be enough. They rode well. Caleb Russell, though, was able to avoid the big mistake. And he's not too far from the checkered flag. Looks like Baylor has taken it away from Duval. What a ride for Stu. Is there still time to maybe go after Caleb as Thad tries to regroup from third? Great racing in Indiana.
The AMSOIL GNCC series on Racer TV is brought to you in part by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Rocky Mountain ATV MC, get ready. And Monster Energy, unleash the beast.
Caleb Russell trying to put the finishing touches on the X Factor Whitetails GNCC. Slicing through lap traffic. Oh, Thad Duvall's not done. Thad Duvall's putting in a charge down the stretch. He found his groove now. Russell's really going to have to ramp it up. Here comes Thad. Strong charge. And now Duvall to the lead. And Caleb tries to come back on the inside. It's wheel to wheel here in the field. Gonna be the last time through here. Thad Duvall did not lead much of this race, but he's looking to lead the part that matters. The final lap. Gotta get around the lap rider. The Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider, Bad Thad, out of West Virginia. Now he has cleared Russell. Not even behind him, not putting pressure on. I don't know what changed down the stretch. Thad's not going to ask until the race is over. Right now, he's trying to bring it home. Couple more miles left. Now we see Caleb by himself. Looks like he's retaken the lead. He was not close. Suddenly, he's back to the number one spot. There is Duvall. So just as quickly as Duvall was able to catch him and pass him, he loses that ground again. Now it's up to Russell to ride error-free and pick the right lines through the woods. Thad gonna try to put in another charge. He's already done it once. Can he catch him again? We're out of the woods for the last time. And Thad not quite close enough to put the pressure on, but still pushing hard as he hits those silt berms. Well, a big challenge for Caleb Russell today. Stu Baylor brought it. Duvall definitely brought it. But in the end, he's champ for a reason. Caleb Russell continues to frustrate these guys every time they seem to have a hook in him. Every once in a while, they'll lead it all the way down to the line, but not this time. Caleb Russell does it again. He wins the X Factor Whitetails GNCC. How much is left in the tank?
Not much. I mean, I just kind of cruised that last lap. The track was brutal. It was definitely physically demanding. It was it was dry out here in the open where you guys probably had your camera shots, but in the woods it was moist and really ruddy and kind of ice, kind of slick on top. So you come around and you think you'd have really good traction, and all of a sudden you start swapping out. It was a technical track all in all. We had the slick out here in the dust, and then the powder berms, you would hit those and they would just kind of like suck you in. There wasn't really any firmness in them. They just kind of grabbed your bike and wallowed you in there. And we had a good day. Got out front. Thad got up there to me. I made a mistake, went down, and he caught me. And then I made a bad line, and he went around me. And then I was able to put my desert riding experience to work out here in the fields and get back around him. But it was a good race. Thad was running really good. He kept me honest all day, and he was right there. And Grant, Stu, and Ricky, all those guys were riding really good at the beginning.
And Thad Duvall had it for a while. Got to be a little bummed to let it get away. It has been so close between he and Russell the last few years.
Yeah, I got off sync with Caleb, and I don't know, frustrating day for sure. I got a good jump on the start, but just somebody took me really wide and just let everybody go underneath me. So just put my head down and tried to ride as best as I could, and I was able to catch Caleb there in the middle of the race, and just, I don't know, I didn't have it at the end. So just frustrating day, tired of getting second. Just a lot of work during the week and during the day just to get second. So frustrating day, so it just gives me a little fuel for the fire. So hopefully we'll be able to bounce back at the John Penton and get that win I want.
Well, my bad. Couple of times we saw Duvall challenged by, I thought, Stu Baylor. Grant actually passed his brother midway through. A couple of those late race charges were actually Grant, and here he is to take third on his Teely Energy Racing KTM.
Yeah, man, it was it was an awesome day. I mean, these last couple weeks have been unbelievable. You know, I got the win at the sprint enduro on the first day and just lost the overall by a couple second and a half. Won the enduro last weekend, and now to be on the box this weekend, man, just feels awesome. You know, been struggling lately, and today was a good day, so I'm happy.
And Grant started this season coming back from shoulder surgery, so he's clearly getting stronger. Here's a quick AMSOIL race recap of the X Factor Whitetails GNCC. Good battle. Stu Baylor to the lead. Caleb Russell quickly goes into second to try to challenge him. Stu rode the first half of the race. Awesome. I'll tell you what, if you combine Stu's first half with his brother's second half of the race, Baylor would have won this one. As you can see, Stu pulling away from Caleb Russell early on. But then foot peg problems for Stu while leading. That opens the door for Caleb to take over the number one spot. Grant would pick up the pace and the slack, though, quickly for his brother. Now, Stu's going to get the foot peg somewhat fixed and get back on the motorcycle, but here comes Thad Duvall in the battle for second, and Duvall gets him. But Duvall still had a long way to go to try to catch Caleb Russell, and for a while it looked like the champ was cruising out front, but no, Duvall was about to mount a charge. He went to work in these field sections and in the woods. He actually took the lead from Russell for a while, but Russell down the stretch able to get it back and bring it home to take the win. Caleb Russell wins here in Indiana. Duvall second, Grant Baylor in third. You see that with the Rocky Mountain ATV-MC results. Stu Baylor back up to fourth, the foot peg problems. Trevor Bollinger fifth. Jason Raines here with his daughter Preston, actually races youth races with us. He wins FMF XC3. Josh Toth back on top in XC2. Caleb Russell takes the white-tail deer antlers, taking the overall. That's it from Indiana. I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching.